All around the world, there are people who are trying to understand the meaning of life. We all want to live a happy and fulfilling existence, and there are endless theories about what enables us to do that. And today I want to point out a fundamental misunderstanding about what accounts for our experience in life, and how you can realize your full potential. I want to start off by asking you a question. Have you ever been upset about something you later realized was just a misunderstanding? Why does this happen? It happens to everyone from time to time. We get an idea in our head and get ourselves all stressed out, only to realize that it ends up not even being true. This happens all the time. In fact, people are constantly changing their minds about all sorts of ideas and beliefs. And every time our thoughts shift, we get an accompanying shift in our feeling about life. But as people, we're not aware of the degree to which our reality is created by our personal thinking. We think that what we experience is real, when in fact, we only ever experience our thoughts about what's real. And this causes a lot of problems. If we don't have an awareness of this fundamental fact of life, then we can easily get tricked by our own minds. And this is something that happens every day to every person living on this earth. Well, let's look at this a little bit closer and see how it works. This is Johnny. He's a smart guy, but he has some unhelpful thought habits that cause him problems in school. Johnny sometimes dwells on the challenges of school a little more than would be recommended. When something isn't coming together for him, it really gets him down, and to put it bluntly, he thinks he's stupid. His attitude, as you can imagine, is a reflection of what is going on in his mind, and even though he's quite smart, he ends up doing poorly in his classes. But this isn't a true reflection of what Johnny is capable of. The reason Johnny doesn't do well in school isn't because he's not capable. The only reason Johnny doesn't reach his education potential is because when he has these thoughts of failure and being stupid, he takes them really seriously. He doesn't have the presence of mind to realize that it's only his perspective in the moment that makes him feel stupid. He's operating off of a fundamental misunderstanding about his true capacity as a human being. But if Johnny can increase his awareness of the role that thought plays in creating his experience, then he can learn to relate to his thoughts with new perspective. Let's see what happens when Johnny starts to increase his awareness. One day, as Johnny is caught up in his usual rut of getting down on himself, he has an insight. He starts to wonder if the profoundly demotivating thoughts he has in his head actually have any relationship to reality. And he starts to consider the possibility that maybe he is capable of succeeding. As soon as he starts to entertain these new ideas, he is filled with a feeling of hope. His brain fires up and he becomes alive with new motivation. He is acutely aware that the shift in how he feels about himself and his capabilities are not the result of anything in his environment. Nothing has changed, and yet he feels so different. He now has the confidence and self-assurance to know, even before he picks up his pen, that he can improve his grades. And bingo, the light turns on in his head. Suddenly, Johnny doesn't feel like a slave to his pessimistic ideas. He has gained the perspective to see that just because life can seem challenging at times, it doesn't mean we're not capable of unimaginable greatness. Johnny has had a deep realization that our only limitation in life is the belief we give to our thoughts. Now when he goes to study, if he ever gets back into a rut and begins to feel bad, all he has to do is remember that it's just his thoughts. As soon as he clears his mind, he's back to seeing his inner potential with clear eyes. He moves forward and takes effective action by understanding the power that his thoughts have on his subjective feeling of life. And this is what I want to share with you, too. Just because something seems real to you in the moment, it doesn't mean it's true. Your personal reality is not the same as physical reality, because what looks real to you is only an illusion. There are always other ways to view any situation, and if it weren't for your present way of thinking, you would be having a different experience of life. Whenever you feel upset or frustrated about something, remember that as soon as you can move beyond the confines of your current perspective, you'll be experiencing a whole new world. The reality you live in has the potential to change in any instant. So you don't have to take your thoughts so seriously. If you can adopt a healthy skepticism towards all your limitations, then you'll be setting yourself up to see the truth of who you are inside. You, just like every living soul on this planet, have unlimited potential.